What's up, fisher people? It is cold. It is November. And I am fishing. Things are freezing up. We got the live well going. We got some minnows in there. The trolling motor was struggling, but we got that going. Cameras are on. I got a minnow in the water. And we're gonna try to catch some fish for maybe one last video. I am going out tomorrow with a guide buddy of mine, Kent, Big Muddy Guide Service. And we are taking my boat. We may make a video tomorrow, we'll see, but if not, this is it. One last chance to catch fish and make cinematography history. Is that how you would say that? I don't know. I'm marking some fish here on my first spot. A lot of them in like 15 to 20 feet, sometimes 25. I want to see if they go. I don't know if it's going to be a minnow thing, if it's going to be a jig and wrap thing. Might try some plastics, some glide jigs, Berkeley snap jigs with the gliders on them, some big plastics. See if something big takes a big meal. But we're just going to move around, throw at some fish and see what materializes. Figure out what they're going to take. It's 49-degree water in the bay, pretty close to the mouth. I don't know if the main lake's gonna, the main lake might be under 50. I hope it's under 50. You get under 50, things can really start to happen. So I hope the main lake's under 50. I hope we catch some nice fish today. I hope I don't freeze my butt off, although I'm already close. It's supposed to be a high of 35, but some sun's on the way. That would help. Got him. Oh, he came off. Well, that was too perfect. Even on the long shank. Thumped it good, tugged a couple of times. Nobody home. Let's do that again. Took about 10 more casts, but I finally hooked up with one here. Pretty light thump, but he thumped it nonetheless. All right, jig fish acquired. Huh. Right through his chin. That's awkward. That's weird. Don't see it out the jig light. Pinned a jig. I mean, they'll pin anything, right? But, huh. All right, we caught one. Let's try to get some bigger ones. Another one thumped it. A little bigger. That's a nice fish. Right in the beak there. What do we got so far? 17-incher. I've had 3 in a row. I missed the second one. So 3 casts in a row, and they're all about 10 to 15 feet of water, so I like that. I've been missing a few fish lately, last few days with jigs, so I went to a longer shank. So I got it through the mouth and then up the back there a little bit, so the hook's a little further back. It's definitely helping hook up these fish a little bit. Sometimes they're thumping it, but they're not getting the whole thing, they're just thumping the back of the tail. So that's nice. So now if I feel anything, I just rack them at this point, hoping they got that hook in the back there. I got the boat in 10 feet of water on the side of a hump, and the wind's pretty much going straight down the break line of this hump. So I'm just casting straight downwind. It starts to fall off a little bit, so some of these bites might be coming in 15 feet. Some of them are probably coming in 10, because that last one was pretty darn close to the boat, which is in 10 feet of water, so fish are definitely shallow. And just every once in a while I kind of inch backwards on the hump if I'm not getting bites to try to work more of that spot. Just pick off a fish here and a fish there. But yeah, like I said, I've had 3 bites in a row here. Is that a rock or a fish? That's a rock. It's windier than I thought it was going to be today. It's supposed to be like a 10 gust to 15 thing, and it's certainly 15. I'm on the calm side here, and it's still blowing pretty good. Come on, let's get 4 bites in a row. Come on, baby. Hammer it. Thump it. Just thump it. And I just kind of pull it along a couple inches at a time. Wait for a thump. I'm not really doing the, like, a lot of times I like to pop and let it pendulum glide down. I got 1 bite doing that early, and then lately it's been not so much like that. So I think both kind of work right now probably. I like feeling that thump when the thing's falling. That's my favorite. But it hasn't worked out that way. They never want to play along with the camera. And you get 3 bites in a row, and then you go, oh, I'll just turn the camera on and throw a cast back there. Yeah. Some days it's like they know. Nope. They're not going to see this. Oh, I got one on the jigging wrap. Try to throw one of those just to see. Feels like he's somebody. Feels like he's somebody. Oh, I always run into problems with the dead stick. Always run into problems with the dead stick. Always problems with the dead stick. Oh, I need this net. Feels like it's a decent fish. Getting bigger an inch at a time. Might go 18. Not crazy good. Might have to check out some other spots for some bigger fish, I don't know. But there's fish here. They're biting. They're nice fish. Catching fish is good. I felt that bite on the drop too, just like I would feel with a jig. Like, for one thing, my brother kind of stumbled onto something that he was here. He was doing a pretty slow sweep with the thing. So not quite the full whip crack, but he was still giving it a little bit of a jerk. So like, he let the thing hit the bottom, and then he wouldn't hit it on a tight line, he'd hit it on a slack line, but he'd just kind of pull it, and then so it has kind of a sort of a quick launch, but doesn't move quite as far and fast. And then he wouldn't follow it down so much as just kind of keep just a little bit of tight line, so that when it was falling he could feel a tick and actually set the hook, as opposed to just waiting until the next rip. And that's kind of what I've been replicating here. As the water starts to slow down, I don't think you want to do quite as aggressive of snaps, and it was definitely working for him. And it worked for that bite. I felt that bite on the way down, and then was able to set the hook and hammer it home. So I think quick snaps could still work, and probably more so in the afternoon when the fish kind of warm up a little bit. But as the water gets colder, they're not going to chase as hard. So you got to tone things down a little bit. And it worked for that fish. Might have missed one there. It didn't feel like a good hard thump, it just felt more like a pickup, which pickup can often mean let them munch on it because they don't have the whole thing yet. Pickup might feel more like a little rattle, a little bluegill rattle, as opposed to a, oh, missed that one. That was a thump. So it's just a little rattle and wait. You might need to wait to see if it's in the mouth. If it's a thunk, it's usually a quick hook set. That was a thunk. Still miss the fish anyway. I got a big fish on here. I want to get this dead stick out of the way. Big fish on the jigging wrap. I got him right under the boat, 15 feet. I worked it back from a deeper cast, and he hit it right by the boat. That's a big walleye. That's a big walleye. That is a good walleye. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on up here. Come on up here. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh. Oh my gosh. What a fish. What a fish. Chin pinned it right to the bottom. Oh. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh, what a gorgeous fish. That's a nice 5.5 pounder right there. At least 5. Just crushed jigging wrap. Get her back in. Yeah. Down she goes. Yes. All right. That's the fish we're after. That's why we come out late in the fall when the water's cold and the air temp's colder for fish like that. And I was doing that, like I said, kind of that slow, steady sweep. And I don't know if it had something to do with because the other thing I've been trying to do is give it more time between sweeps. So instead of ripping it as soon as it hits the bottom again, I let it sit there for a minute or a second or two, you know? Give it a little bit of time. And when she hit it, it was right below the boat. I don't know if she followed it in for a while or if that just happened to be where she was sitting. But the closer you get to the boat, the more vertical you work in it. And the more vertical you work it, the less horizontal movement it has. So they don't have to chase it as much. It's not covering as much distance. So again, when the water temps get colder, these fish are gonna slow down a little bit and they're not gonna chase so hard. Giving them a time, like you still do something snappy to get the reaction, but then you give them time to track down and catch up to that bait and go, all right, I'll go after it. They're not gonna come after it at 100 miles an hour anymore as the water keeps getting colder. Oh, what a gorgeous fish. And safely released for somebody else to catch later, even better. I got another good one, same spot, same area, another good fish. Not quite as big, but a nice fish. Plumpy in the mouth. 18 by 18 and a half. Another chin pinner. Just working that slow sweep. Give it a little pause. And let him come hunt it. So I'll be honest with you. I'm conflicted as to what to do right now. That other spot kind of cooled down. Then I had lunch. The wind was supposed to be about half what it is today. And it's supposed to get sunny in the afternoon and be like 35. I think it is still right at freezing. The wind is double. And it is still cloudy. And I don't feel like running out of the bay is gonna make a lot of sense. I've been staying in here the whole day. And I'm struggling to find spots that are going in here. I wanna move around. But if I do, I'm gonna be super cold, possibly super wet, and it might not even be a good idea. I would really like to catch a nice fish here to warm me up and give me signs of life here in the bay, other than that one spot. Because my hands have lost feeling for the last hour plus. And I think I'm seeing snow flurries here every once in a while. It's kind of what that looks like. I needed some less wind. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Missed that one. He just came in there and swiped it right at my next pull, and I don't know if he had it in his mouth yet. Yeah, I was really counting on less wind today to make this work. This is brutal. Catching that fish would have certainly helped. Dang it. There's just so few days left. Tomorrow is definitely my last fishing day of the year in North Dakota. And then I'm heading back to Iowa. So I want something to work here. I caught some fish already, but then I went to a second spot. And my first two casts, the first one was a thump and a break off from a pike on the jig. And the second one was a thump by either a small walleye or a bass that took the minnow. And I hadn't had another bite until that one just now. I don't really feel like digging my hands in the minnow bucket anymore, because every time I do that, I can't feel them when they come out. That's a problem. Between the numb fingers and the wind, it is so hard to feel a bite on a jig, and I'm just sticking with the jigging wrap at this point. Fall fishing can be tough, man. The wind is the killer though. Those are definitely snow flurries. 100% snow flurries. I need the wind to calm down. I need the sun to come out. We'll see if it happens. Finally got a hookup with something. It's either been running at me the whole time or it's just small, a little bit of both. It's a decent fish. Risky boat flip, but at this point I don't care. Whew. Maybe there's another late day bite turning on or something, but went back to the first spot, not marking a lot at all. But this guy bit and just charged it like crazy. Holy cow. That was a process. Just reeling. As fast as I can freaking reel. Holy cow. It's 3:55. If that's a sign of a bite picking up again in another window, I'll stick around for a little bit. If not, I don't got a whole lot else going. The wind has died a little bit, but I don't know that making a run outside the bay is really worth it at this point. Yeah, let's hope we get another flurry here. Kind of cap off the day. Like I said, I got to fish tomorrow again, and tomorrow is supposed to be calmer for sure. I think I'd rather save it up for that than go run around here in the cold and the wind. So that's what we'll put our stock in, unless something drastically changes in my thought process. If I catch 2 fish in a row, I'd feel pretty good about that. Well, as it continues to lightly snow, I think I'm going to go load the boat, get that out of the way before we have any ice issues, and dry everything off and drain everything out of the boat to avoid some ice problems for tomorrow, and close this video out. I was glad I got another little solo run here before the season's over. Caught a few fish, one really nice fish, and did some jigging minnows, did some jigging wraps, and mostly just got really cold. It's my first time fishing in November in North Dakota though. Usually I'm out of here by now, but the weather's been at least not horrendous, so I've been able to stay for a few more days. It's been nice. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and other videos. Consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff for more in the future. And we'll see you whenever the next one is, whatever we do the next time around. See you, fisher people. Stay warm.